Why do we make the same exact mistakes over and over and over again? How is it possible that we keep ending up in the same types of relationships with the same types of people, or at the same kinds of jobs, or with the same kinds of friends, or we mess up on our diet, or what insert challenge and or problem here? Why do we keep making the same mistakes? Why don't we learn from it? I thought that the older you got, the smarter you were supposed to get. I thought when you got older, you'd make better decisions. This is something that I hear every single day. Every single day, working one on one with clients, they'll come to me and they'll say something along the lines of, I'm 50 years old. Shouldn't I know better by now? I've done this 17 times. Why haven't I gotten the hint? And the annoying answer that I tell them, and what I'm going to tell you, is that age and getting older and growing up aren't a cure for making bad decisions. It's not your age or your maturity level that's the reason why you keep ending up doing the same patterns over and over again. It's something different. It's something that too few people want to actually acknowledge and admit and navigate through, and what we're going to be diving into today in this video. The reason you keep making the same mistakes over and over again is because you're running away from the pain of the mistakes that you're making. I've done this too. I am someone who ended up in the same relationship over and over again with 15 different people. I am someone who, when someone made a mistake or when someone treated me poorly, I gave them chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. I want to punch myself in the face. I didn't learn from it because I didn't want to face the pain of, why do I keep making the same mistake in the first place? Why do I keep doing the same stupid thing over and over again? I didn't want to have to face that question. And this is what a lot of people end up getting into. The pain of the mistake is so bad that we don't want to have to face it. So what do? We avoid. This is what I'm referring to as the pain avoidance cycle. You make a mistake, it bites you in the ass, you feel the pain, you avoid the pain. You're like, I'm not touching that with 100-foot pole. Leave that shit over there. And then you feel the pain again and you make the same mistake again, and then the cycle continues. So you make a mistake, you feel the pain, you avoid the pain, and then you make the mistake over again, and the cycle continues in perpetuity. Forever. It's obnoxious. But it's because we don't want to have to face the pain, because most of us spend our entire lives running from pain. Most of us spend our entire lives trying to not have to feel uncomfortable emotions. And the more you run away from emotions, the more they control you. I have said this time and time and time again on videos, on the Evolve Ventures podcast, here to clients. Emotions are not bad. They don't feel great, but emotions are not bad. They're not going to hurt you. Emotion is not why you do what you do. It's the lack of control and the lack of a grounded sense of self when those emotions come up that lead you to make bad decisions, that lead people when they're angry to become destructive, or when they're sad to seclude themselves. No one's afraid of being happy. I said this to a client yesterday. She was dying laughing. I'm like, if you felt happy, would you be like, oh my God, why am I happy? What's going on? I'm not supposed to feel this emotion. No. Why? Because emotion isn't bad. There's nothing negative associated with it. A lot of people make a lot more stupid decisions when they're happy. Who felt really good, went to the casino, gambled all their money away, and they're like, shouldn't have done that. It happens all the time. You don't hear stories like that because people don't talk about it, but emotions serve a purpose. There's a reason we have emotions from an evolutionary standpoint. There was a reason why emotions were developed in our brain. It's because they are signals teaching us something. And when you run away from them, you're running away from the very lesson and the very meaning and the very understanding that you are supposed to learn from and develop and cultivate to make better decisions. But when you spend your entire life running away from emotion, you don't learn the lesson. And you keep the pattern and the cycle going over and over again. That's what happened to me. Why I kept ending up in harmful and abusive relationships of every kind. Why I kept spending inordinate amounts of money that I didn't have. Why I kept making the same mistakes. Why clients of mine make the same mistakes. Why you've probably made the same mistakes over and over again. We don't want to feel pain. So we don't let ourselves really feel what happened and then dive into it and then process it and then do something different about it. Because that's the only way that you learn. That's the only way that you stop making the same mistake over and over again. You feel the emotion. You try to take the lesson from that emotion. You apply a new behavior, and then you get new outcomes. But if you're doing the first cycle where you're just feeling it, you don't want to feel it, you run away from it and numb it, and then you make the same mistake over again, you're never going to learn. So what you have to do is, number one, acknowledge the mistake. Be like, oh, damn. Okay, here's this thing that I did. Look at it blunt in the face. Here is this thing that I did. I didn't want to do that. That wasn't my intention. That wasn't what I was trying to do, but okay, this thing happened. What is that making me feel? God, I feel so angry, sad, embarrassed, ashamed. Insert whatever emotion here. What is that emotion trying to tell me? That's number 3. The emotion is telling me that this isn't right for me anymore. I've been with this person, I've been with this job, I've had this friend, I've been doing this same cycle for X number of time. It's not working anymore. But I'm afraid for it to not work anymore because I don't know what it's going to be like if I leave. I'm scared of what's going to happen in the aftermath of this if I leave. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to have to look for a new job. I don't want to move to a new city. I don't want to do insert thing here. Oh, that's what I'm really afraid of. It's not just letting go of this thing. It's what happens in the aftermath. Damn. Okay. Once you acknowledge it, you move to step number 4, which is make an action plan. Be like, okay, here's the thing that I'm afraid of. Okay. I don't think at this very moment there's something I can do, but if I let myself believe that there was something I could do, what would that look like? If there was an answer to this, what would that be? What would that look like? What would I do? If I had the answers or if I had help, if I had guidance, oh, you know what? I can go ask this person because I know that they went through something similar. Okay, let me go ask them. You'll start coming up with answers. You'll start coming up with solutions. Once you make a game plan, step number 5, you'll actually go do it. You'll make change. You'll do something better. You won't end up in that doom loop anymore of make a behavior, feel the pain, avoid the pain, make the same behavior over again, and then the cycle repeats. You actually follow a success loop. Identify it, acknowledge what happened, identify the feelings, make an action plan, Don't run away from it. And then figure out what you can do. There was 5 steps. I'm definitely missing one. I didn't write this down. I should have. Go back to that point where I said 5 steps. But if you follow those 5 steps, you will end up having everything you want within reason. But like, if you're not running away from pain anymore because you realize it's not actually scary, why would you keep running away from it? Why would you keep avoiding it? You know you can do something about it. You have a level of certainty that, okay, when things happen, yeah, it's probably going to be hard, but I've got me. I can figure it out. Why would you avoid? If you had a belief that you can do it, you wouldn't. The first loop keeps you stuck in a helpless state. And that's what happened to me. That's why I kept making the same stupid mistakes over and over again. I wasn't learning. I was running away. But instead, when I actually started doing that 5-step process, I actually was able to learn. Oh, that's why I keep doing this. Because of this and this and this and this emotion and this and ba 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 ba. And then you go figure out, okay, I don't have the tools yet. I don't have the skills yet, but I can learn them. I got me. I got me. Maybe I don't believe it 10 out of 10 yet, but has there ever been anything that I've succeeded at in the past? Yes. You're still here, aren't you? That means that you're doing something right. So where do you have evidence to show that you've succeeded? Take that. That's the evidence that you need to show yourself that you're going to be capable of figuring this out too. Everything is figure outable. Everything. If you go in with the fear of, I don't want to feel this, you will make the same mistakes over and over again. But if you give yourself the permission to do those 5 steps, you will end up with a life that you can actually feel proud of, where you're not making the same mistakes over and over again, where you have confidence and competence in yourself and a high sense of self-belief that you can do things, that you can do hard things, that you can get through stuff. And that's how you have a happy life. Not by things being perfect, but by the awareness and the knowledge that you'll figure it out. This is exactly what I've done with myself. This is exactly what I do with one-on-one clients. And this is possible for you too. If this is something that you need help with, send me a DM on Instagram or drop a comment down below. I have 60 plus clients that I'm working with right now, and that could be you too. We could figure it out for you too. What are the patterns you keep repeating, and how do we get you into a better system? A life on your terms is 100% possible. The question becomes, are you willing to stop avoiding to make it happen? I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below if this resonated with you. Send me a DM on Instagram if you're interested in working together or if you have any questions. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.